Hi guys, it's Tim from Advanced In-Car Technologies, and today we're doing a very quick video with one of our engineers, Rich, on how we can improve quite vastly the lighting on a T6. If you're an owner of the T6, you probably realise that they're pretty much just like candles shining out the front of your vehicle. So this T6 that we're doing a lot of work on at the moment has got the factory standard halogens. We've already done some other work, including daytime running lights and front OPS, so we're just kind of showing you how to do it. And this is sort of like a how-to video, so that you can have a go. We're only going to show you on one side how to take the bumper off and do the headlight and all that, because otherwise it's just a waste of time and watching it, and you can just apply the same logic on the other side. So here's the factory halogen headlights at the moment, and what we're going to be retrofitting that we purchased through one of our Volkswagen specialist suppliers is this new aftermarket T6 headlamp cluster with projectors. So what this will mean is that we've got a nice daytime running light, which will show when they're all fully working and on. We've got an awesome projector bulb housing in there to really direct them and magnify that light, and we've also installed some uprated lighting bulbs inside as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to take all of this off. We're going to show you, move the camera around a little bit just to give you an idea on how you can do this yourself, so hopefully you don't have to pay someone like us to do it for you. So what we'll do is we'll move the camera about, we'll get Rich explaining what he's doing with the bumper, and we'll go from there.
Hi, it's Rich. I'm just going to help show you how to take a bumper off a T6. For this you'll need a few tools. Got a T25 torque driver. You can also use a T25 in a little side ratchet for a little bit more room. Got a couple of different trim tools that I can maybe use for pulling out the wheel arch and also getting into the clip that's inside here. So I'll just quickly whip out these two screws that I've got here. Make sure you keep them safe at all times. You'll also find there's two others that are underneath the wheel arch here and here, but once you've released those, allow a lot more movement with all of this plastic here. So then what you can do, get in with a trim tool and push the wheel arch in. Don't need to be too afraid of it. There we go. And that just allows access to a push clip that you have facing upwards, which holds this top corner in. So you just get in there with your tool to pull it down, and you can take that push clip out like that. Once you've done that, you'll find that this side of the bumper, all these clips here are then loose. Just placing your finger behind the lip, a bit of pressure with your thumb on the metal wheel arch, and just gradually work it out, giving the bumper a bit of a wiggle as you go. And that releases that whole side, which will then just sit and hang. So I started off on the passenger side and released all the passenger side of the bumper. I've already done the driver's side just to speed things up a bit, but it's exactly the same process. Now across the top here we have three little push clips. We've already removed one just to speed it up, and then this little simple plastic screw. And then once we remove those, this whole section becomes loose, and we can then go about just pulling the bumper off the clips that are within this back edge here. So I've just got a little flathead screwdriver. You just get underneath it and you just pop it up, and out it comes as a little push clip. This one as well. Doesn't matter if they separate like that, you can just put them back together again. Simple plastic screw with a battery guard, and you'll find the top of the bumper starts to come loose. Put that aside. So you can then see that section there is nice and loose, ready for the rest of the bumper to come off. Right, so that's all the fixings now removed from the bumper. So you now, inside there's just a series of clips that run along. So to release these, you just need to get your hands, with the help of someone else, you just get your hands into the vents, top and bottom, And what you're going to do is you're just going to lift and shake the bumper a little bit, and it gradually just pulls itself off. You might have to give it a little bit of a harder pull, but it will just come off because it's just clips. Right, now we're going to go about removing the headlight. So we've got a few different fixings. At the top here, you've got two T30 torque screws, so you'll need the driver for that. You then have another T30 underneath, and at the end here you've got a T25. Before you remove those, we need to unplug the plug that's at the back of the light, which is inside. So if we just move the camera over. So just here is the plug for the headlight. Now underneath, the little release clip is just underneath. Okay, we've already pre-released it, so if I pop it out there and turn it over, you see you've got your standard release clip just there. So you'll need a little flathead screwdriver or a hook tool just to get in and release that and pull that out. Once you've done that, you can go about removing all the screws and taking the headlight out. So we'll start with the T25 quickly on this far end here. Just wind that one out. Always keep your screws in a safe place. We'll go to the T30, it's underneath, and then we'll do the top ones last so that the light doesn't drop. Just wind that out. Always remember which screws you've got where. So obviously this is a really long one, it's going down the bottom, and the two top ones will be matching. You see the light dropping already. So what I'll do is I'll just put that screw in my pocket, hold the light, and then we just very carefully lift the light out. And there's your standard light to be changed. So we've got the new light fitting here that we're just going to very carefully slide into place, making sure you keep note of where your guide pins are on the side here. Make sure the light goes into the right place. Okay, wiggle that into there. That's then seated. A couple of screws in the top. So we're just going to loosely fit it for the moment to show you how it all goes back together, because you're just going to do the reverse of what you did when removing the light. And obviously the other side is exactly the same. Just get it pinched up so the light doesn't drop out. And then if we move the camera over, so we've got the plug from the light and the plug from the car. They're now able to just be plugged in together. Make sure you get a good decent clip so you know they're located fully. And that's the driver, there's the passenger side light fitted. Once the other side is done and the bumper is all back on, Tim will be back to show it all off to you and show you how it all looks.
Right, welcome back guys. Richard's done all his work and everything is now in. All the lighting is working, he's done all the wiring, he's done all the coding. So we're going to have a quick run through of what we've got now. So you can see here we've got these new chrome clusters, we've got the nice projector bulb, and we've also got our daytime running light. So what we're going to do is we're just going to walk you through the different stages. I'm going to do an overall sort of light, and then I'm going to zoom in to one of the clusters so you can see exactly how they look and work and feel and all that sort of stuff. So what we'll do is we'll just pop the ignition on to start off with, and you'll get this nice bright LED daytime running light bar that goes across. We've also added the front bumper DRLs because that's what the customer wanted. So this is on as you're driving day to day on the auto position on this light. So if you turn onto the side lights, then both DRLs will dim. I am referencing this doesn't come with this kit, but I'm just talking about it as well. So you get the slightly dimmer version. If we just pop on the hazards, You can see the flashers just there. There will be like a version 2 coming soon where these will be dynamic, but that's a few months off at the moment. And what we'll do is we'll just whip on the ignition and just show you all the different lighting specifications. So these are your main beams, so when you're at night, if you've owned the T6 and like I mentioned before, if you had the older halogen style ones, these are still halogen bulbs, but we've uprated, I think they're Philips bulbs that are in there now. They are like candles, and because you've got no projection, which we have now, the lighting isn't very good. So we've got our new projectors, and what we've also done as well is we've upgraded the wiring so that when you do the high beams, it keeps both lights on. So when we flash the beams, you can see that here, and both of them are staying on at the same time. You wouldn't want them to flip independently because that would just be a bit pointless. So yeah, this is the new lighting system. I am just going to zoom into one of the bulbs clusters very quickly. Cool, so we'll just turn the lights off temporarily and just zoom in. There we go. Right, so at the moment we've got our daytime running lights on the auto position, so normal day-to-day driving. If we go to side lights, they will dim down very slightly just to make it a bit more compliant. If we've got the ignition on and the main headlights on, we get our projectors turning on there, and also if we do our high beam, then we get that flasher come on at the same time as the projector. So these are the T6 aftermarket daytime running lights that are available for the T6, the Caravels, only if you've got halogens of course, but they've all E-marked here as well, which is great. So it means that they can be used in Europe, so if you've got a German vehicle they can be used out there as well. We'll be selling them on our website in the near future, but just to give you a rundown of how it all works and looks and feels, and obviously we did that fitting element in between times. So if you've got any questions or want to get this sorted on your vehicle,